You are listening to the Horse Radio Network, part of the Equine Network family.
Hi, everyone. This is Debbie Laux, and you're listening to Horsemanship Radio. Horsemanship Radio airs on the 1st and the 15th of the month, and today I have Jamie Jennings joining us. She is our certified instructor of Monty Roberts concepts for many years now, and she joins me for our 9th annual The Movement. It's our annual event where we actually train a lot of horses, but we also talk about horses. We also love horses. We also eat a lot of food. It's so much fun. Just don't miss it next year. Jamie has been coming faithfully to impart the wonderful things that she does at Flyover Farm. She flies out from Norman, Oklahoma. That is her home base. Flyover Farm, Jamie Jennings, certified Monty Roberts instructor. You should see her out there. She teaches courses. She is also a pulse PEMF practitioner and red light therapy, and she actually has won so many awards for training so many thoroughbreds off the track, OTTBs, back to their new career, their new home, their new trail. We're really pleased and honored to have Jamie Jennings join us one more year. Well, welcome. Welcome back, Jamie Jennings, and I've got you right here in our classroom.
Face to face.
Never happens but once a year right now.
Right about now, yeah.
You are so busy, and we're so fortunate to have you. You came out with Chad on this trip. At least he got to see the updated farm, and it's really nice to have you back on property. And we just wrapped our 3rd day of the Movement 2026, which means from 2018, Jamie, we've been doing this every year.
Wow.
And this was our 9th annual. Yeah.
That's incredible.
You haven't missed one, even through COVID, right?
even
through COVID. So I thought it'd be fun to kind of talk, and we do a little decompress, a little survey of what we thought of it. But I found it pretty fascinating by the diversity of people that came. Mm-hmm. Still, we kind of have a theme. We kind of have people that, come every year. This year's theme was joyful transformations and well-being. How'd you think we did?
I mean, I can speak on horses because that's pretty much what I dealt with the whole time. And joyful transformation fits the bill for all of the horse activities that we did. So we started one mare, a 2.5-year-old thoroughbred mare, who someday will be destined for racing, but is owned by some lovely people that wanted her life to go slower at the beginning. And we got her and used her as a demo Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And by Sunday, she's happily trotting around with a rider. So that is a joyful transformation. And then Manjeev and Denise and I were in the round pen, in the gentling chute with a couple little wild 2-year-old quarter horses. One was a gelding and one was a little stud colt. And joyful transformation, they went from you not being able to touch them to we were leading them around, and out in the open we're able to walk up and halter them, which in the world of normal wild horse behavior is incredibly fast, but that's the way you can make a transformation joyful. Then it goes on to every aspect of your horse world, and the horses, they feel everything that you do, and they feel every emotion that you have, and they can detect your heart rate from 10 feet away. And I think that proving to these horses that we are not predators and that we are friends and that we're safe places is probably one of the biggest things that I love taking away from the movement, and being able to share that with other people is wonderful too.
And it's over 3 days, so we didn't just do that in 25 minutes. Or
yes,
anything,
right? I am not your father. I am not doing it in 30 minutes. He's too good. I'm human. He's not.
Yeah, well, he did stand by, which was great, and to see you guys work together in unison. The beauty of watching you guys who have done this year after year in the gentling facility is that you're so orchestrated. It's like a dance out there with these horses. And even if the horses are dictating the turns and the movements that you're making, you all three intuitively stayed together, breathed together, Is that breathe together?
Yeah,
Breath together.
we breathed together.
And you were calm, you were flowy, you're everything. And so first day, second day to third day, you actually had one back into the chute. That was so beautiful. Can you explain that one?
So we brought them out of the chute. The way that we gentled the wild horses is there is a chute that they go into, and we close them up, and that's how we can safely touch them. And it's safe for them, and it's safe for us. So we take the horses into the chute, and we make it the comfortable spot. So by bringing the horses in, getting them comfortable with that is exactly what they need to feel safe. And it's also great for us as humans because it's safe space. You can go on to Monty's University and look at the videos of the gentling chute if you're at all curious about it. But the cool thing is, there's a door that you can open just to open the chute completely to let the horses come out. And when you're leading them the first time and you're going to just acclimate them to being out of the chute, which we do the first day. I mean, it's not like they're stuck in there forever. Like they were in there for 10 minutes before we're putting halters on them and bringing them out. The cool thing about it at the end is we're like, let's see if it'll go back in. And with that door open, the horse walks right in there because that's the comfortable, safe spot.
It's happy. Our happy place. Yeah, exactly. Joyful place in this case. Yeah. Yeah, that is the fun part, is to see how you can turn a flight animal into a den animal. It's kind of strange. But when you learn to control your breath, control your movements, control your heart rate, you can actually get them to sync with you. And when you're syncing with them and they're syncing with you, we act a little funny when they're outside the chutes, and we act very normal when they're inside the chute. So in that area, they have the choice in the beginning to go inside or outside. And because we're acting kind of funny when they're outside, they prefer to go inside. But they prefer it so much that they quietly walk right in there like a dog would go into his little bed when he wants to be quiet, and it's just wonderful to see. And it's a weird analogy, but I think people will understand when they see. You can see it on the online university. You can come to the movement and see it. Or we're going to have some gentling wild horse courses too on the calendar.
So fun. So fun. It's the most fun you can have with a horse.
Yeah, it is. As you always say, because Monty said it, that it ramps up the fun. An educated horse ramps up the fun 1,000 times. Yeah. And that is true, because an educated horse, just like an educated kid, has so many more possibilities and is so much more proud of themselves and relaxed, confident, all those things you want in your child and you want in your horse, right?
Right. Absolutely. I say an educated horse, an educated person, being at whatever education you're seeking out, is going to have a better life. And these horses that come that are untouched and wild, we are letting them know that humans are their friend. And it's really, really rewarding to see them go from these wild things that were pressed up against the wall to I'll just, we took the halters off of them and they just followed us around. So it is fun to see the transformation and to see that beautiful thoroughbred mare that I was able to start and get a rider on this morning just happily trot around the round pen with a rider on. And it was just a piece of cake. It was funny yesterday. Funny story. I was going to put a rider on yesterday, but Debbie here has hired caterers.
It's always about the food.
She hired caterers for the movement. And so I'm like, okay, time for a rider up. And I'm a vegetarian, but they were not vegetarian cooks. And so at the time I'm about ready to get my rider to come out and get on the horse, they lit up the grill and were cooking animals on this grill with the smoke from everybody thought it smelled delicious, but it's into the round pen. And that mare was like, what is happening? And so, we made the executive decision to just wait. Maybe tomorrow we'll get those guys to not fire up the grill right before I'm about to put a rider on. But that mare, she smelled it way before I did.
She did. We didn't know why was there attention all over there?
Yeah, she just got 17 hands and eyes wide and just with the grill next door. So we were able to get them to not do it before we rode her today. And so that's kind of one of the things that I love about horse training is, and your dad says it all the time, is have a plan, but don't fall in love with it. And that was the perfect example of having a plan, but not falling in love with it, because the horse told us a different story.
Right.
And I think reading the horse is what the movement is such a good reminder to me, is because you have to be just very present. You have to read the horse. You have to listen and pay attention. And there's people around. And, I go in the round pen and I forget there's even people standing up above watching, because you get so focused. And that's what's I love about training horses, is it just takes you right out of whatever you're going through, and you can turn and focus on them and create that joyful transformation.
Every horse owner knows that training happens between the rides as much as during them. The work we do with our horses asks a lot of their bodies. That's why recovery matters. At the Monty Roberts International Learning Center, we've incorporated the Drimee Solarium into our horse care program, the soothing infrared that helps promote circulation, relaxation, and recovery while providing horses with a quiet moment to unwind. It's one more way that we can support our horses and help them feel their best. To learn more, visit DrimeeUSA.com, DRIMEEUSA.com, and use promo code Monty1 for savings on your purchase, because great horsemanship doesn't end when the ride is over. Imagine a world where every interaction with your horse is filled with understanding and respect. The Monty Roberts University exists to guide you on that journey. Our resources are designed for those who seek to learn with kindness, and they offer a wealth of educational videos and articles. Discover the gentle techniques that foster a harmonious partnership, all from the comfort of your home. Let us help you unlock the potential for incredible connections. Empower yourself with knowledge that respects your horse's true nature. Explore MontyRobertsUniversity.com. That's MontyRobertsUniversity.com. People appreciated it so much. I mean, this is the fun thing about the movement every year. We sort of reinvent ourselves every year. There's a new theme, but there's also a new cast of presenters. I was going to say cast of characters, because they kind of are. But we had a PEMF demonstration. We had a Masterson method demonstration. So it's not just horse training wild horses or just starting horses. It's also, we throw in remedial horses. We've thrown in mounting block lessons. We've thrown in all kinds of things.
Mountain trail course.
Mountain trail is so much fun, because it's so much horse psychology and nature of equus, all the way to building trust and connection with your horse on a mountain trail. But it's so beautiful out there too. That's one of my favorite parts of it. But everybody kind of has a favorite part. What were some of the, I don't know, do you have any interesting questions that people asked? I had a few, so tell me.
It's really cool. People feel comfortable enough to ask questions about their own horses. And horses that, this one sweet lady, she has an Andalusian stallion, and I had an Andalusian stallion, and he's now the most lovely Andalusian gelding. But she was talking to me about how she could lead him from the left, but when she walked around to go to the other side of him, he just kept turning and turning and turning. And so her daughter laughed, because I was like, okay, well, just don't let him do that. Like, just hold him and walk to the other side. And the daughter was laughing hysterically. She was like, that's what I've been telling her. So
daughters are good for that.
It's fun to get to see a piece of other people. Everybody that comes to this is a horse person, and everybody has horses. Most everybody has horses. And, the thing about Flag is Up in the California Horse Center and getting all of Monty's courses and learning all of it is we are all just trying to learn how to be better to our horses. And that's what's great about the movement, or coming here and meeting people that also come here, because we all have the same goal, and it's just to be better.
My big breakthrough this year to make a progressive leap into the future, I think, for the U.S. anyway, is we call it the Movement Smart Stable. like your smartphone, because we've got these feeding machines out in 2 acres of a track paddock. We've created an opening space in a quarter of the barn over here with a lying area, and the food is outside, so they have to get out and go along the track system. We think that this is going to lead people to have smaller pieces of ground with more horses on it, which is a goal. But how do you make that goal so that they keep moving? You put a track system in that makes them want to keep moving from spot to spot. How do you do that? Well, this thing has these transponders that you put on a neckband.
It doesn't sound real. It sounds like Tony Stark stuff.
Kind of
This is like apparently all over Europe. Like Europeans
25
were like,
years.
how come you guys don't have these?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like a stall, and they have microchips on them, and they walk up to the thing, and the food pops out. And individual, it's
mind blowing.
Stark
You
Enterprises
have to come see it.
level stuff.
I hadn't thought of that. We
But
might
what's
have a
the
byline.
website? Like people can go look at it right now. Like
We'll have more on our website now that we've got it open and we're training the horses for it. But it's in Europe. It's called Active Stall with AKSTALL. There might be an umlaut in there somewhere. I'm not sure it's German. But Torsten Henrichs is the creator of it, and it's been around in Germany for 25 years, and then it's leaped the ocean over to the UK, Ireland, Holland. People are using it with sport horses because they don't want them to stand in a stall and get all stove up, even overnight. And they're using it for their retired horses that they don't want to get fat and foundered. They're using it for their everyday horses. They're using it for the horses they never ride. They're just therapy horses. It just keeps a healthier horse. That's the thing. If you want your horses in a social setting, not everybody does, I realize, but if you want them in a social setting and you don't want them to, how do you keep one from not getting fat and another one from getting fat? He's an easy keeper, he's not. But how do you do all that? With proportioned feeding machines. And you go like, how does that work? Well, you have to think back to the milk cow industry and a lot of the different industries who have been feeding animals with semi-automated ways. But horses are unique. So somebody had to figure out how horses would actually go into these machines, come out of these machines, and be happy to do it. Well, you saw the wild horses in the chutes. We just described that. This is no different, only this is with incentive of food, which doesn't hurt anything.
Yeah, it's like a stall, and they have a little chipper on their neck, and it opens up when it's their turn, and they go in. It's just incredible. So, yeah, definitely check that out if you're like, what are you guys talking about, this machine?
We'll be talking about it more. Trust me on that. You've been working a lot on your facility in Oklahoma. You're in Norman, Oklahoma, and I know you've been having classes, and you even want more classes now because you have roofs on?
I do. I invested in myself and my peace and sanity by getting a cover over my round pen. And so it just, when we are working the horses in the round pen, our eye contact or lack of eye contact is incredibly important. And you can't wear sunglasses because they can't see your eyes, and they get a little bit more stressed or more confused when they can't see your eyes. But I'm out in the bright sun all day, and I'm like, I can't see. And we got to cover over the round pen, and oh my God, it is so
good.
Blood pressure lowering. I'm like, well, I get it. I get why people have covered arenas and you invest. It just made everything a lot better. So now because of the covered arena, I'll be able to host a couple clinics a year. So I host the intro clinic in Oklahoma. Right now it's in October every year, but now I don't have to stress about rain messing it up because it was always a little bit tense, like, oh, please don't rain. So now it's great because rain or shine, we can have our daily sessions in the round pen with the horses.
You have a classroom nearby your house? I think you're built for this.
Yeah, you know what? Like, we just made it friendly enough for us. So, I mean, my dining room has a big table, and we sit around chairs, and we spend the morning on theory and how horses learn. And it's the same intro course that you can take here at Flag Is Up. It's just a little closer for people that
on
might
the
live,
East Coast, in
the middle
Texas,
of the country,
and,
So it's classroom work and then horse training. And the cool thing is I get to source horses from Horse and Hound Rescue Foundation, which is a racehorse retirement facility in Guthrie, Oklahoma.
Which is how far away?
It's about an hour away. So they send me as many as I want. I mean, because there's 40 racehorses there at any time. So I'm like, okay, send me 6. And they are super happy to send me 6. And so we're constantly getting new horses in and out. And they're such great teachers. I mean, they're such great teachers. And thoroughbreds are great because they're so sensitive and they can make sure you're not lying. You can't lie to them. So they're awesome. So it's really, really fun to do that and participate in it. And I have the clinics, and there's one here at Flag is Up, and they're all over the world, really.
Yes, all over the world. I mean, there was John Pope was a gentleman that was here as a as a participant, but he was here last year too, and then he took an intro course from Manjiv in India.
Oh, wow.
Because he could, right? I mean, if you can go to these different locales, we have instructors in very exotic places.
Right.
Actually, it's pretty crazy. It's like God just threw up these seeds and it kind of landed on these little countries. Latvia, we have an instructor in Latvia, How do you get that? You get that because there's always a curious brain out there who says, these look to be a better way. I want to check that out. And then they take it back and spread it. It's wonderful. And this is what I encourage listeners to do too. We've had some of the questions actually at the end of today were, how do I vet my trainer? How do I tell my trainer the dually halter is a good thing? How do I tell my trainer I don't want them to hit them? How do I buck up, right? Yeah.
I heard the one lady like, oh, my trainer lunges my horse and he's blown up a couple of times. And I'm like, well, why are they lunging it? To wear him out. Yeah. Okay, well, I mean, I find the round pin and long lining, you keep them bent in the correct direction and all this. And she was like, well, I mean, he doesn't bend the wrong way because she put the chain under his chin. And I'm like, oh, God, okay, stop.
Yeah. You're so patient. And he's cross-led, she's saying. And
cross-cantering and bucking and all this. And I'm like, oh, gosh. So again, people come here to learn how to be better. That's why I started taking courses here. I didn't have an interest in being certified. I just wanted to be better to my horses. And, Debbie kept twisting my arm and making me come back. So here I am, your dad and all his stuff changed my life and changed it for the better. So, I'm so thrilled to be an instructor because the amount of confidence that you have once you get the muscle memory of all of this, and it's not violent. It's not stressful. There's no pain. There's no danger. I'm not fearing for my life like when I did another certification with another trainer. And I was like, that was scary. This isn't scary. It's so fun.
And that's back when you were 20-something.
Yes, that was when I was young and dumb.
Yeah. And not you were thinking you were immortal, but you weren't immortal.
No, but I didn't. I mean, I got my certification at 40 is when I got certified.
Here you did.
So it's never too late, people.
No. I didn't even want to hear that. We had Helen in this last intro course that is from Switzerland. I think she's 70 or so. Helen, you correct me.
I've had the last clinic I had a man who was 67, and then I've had ladies who are 65. And it's all just because we want to be better.
And they're joyous about it. So I guess that's your brain is the brain we're looking for, Jamie. One who wants to be better, is curious about, what do you mean somebody can do it better than I know about? I want to know about that if you can do it better. And you also, but you had to make that leap to, I'd like others to know about it too. To really become certified and be effective, you really want other people to know. But I think it's almost infectious, It's just like, why wouldn't you want to let other people know if it's that simple? I mean, you don't have to become a world champion at anything this. It does work for world champions too. Dad's had a few. But it also, it doesn't require a high level of skill, but it does require a high level of understanding. And by that, I mean that if you really set out to learn the language of equus, the language of the horses, and you really mean it, it's not that hard. You really just have to draw on the line in the sand, the proverbial line in the sand, at violence and say, if violence is not a tool in my tool bag, what do I do to get that horse in the water or over the bridge or to change leads or whatever it is? What can I do without the hit 'em harder?
Well, I think the main thing that I was trying to impart on some of the people that came is it's supposed to be fun. Everything, we have horses not to add to our everyday trauma and stress and all that. We have horses to have fun. And one of the ladies was talking to me about her horse at home. And I mean, it just seemed to be like an abusive relationship between the two of them. And I was like, listen, first things first, it's supposed to be fun. Your horse doesn't care if you ride him. Go groom. She's like, I love grooming him the most. I'm like, so do that. Mm-hmm. You don't have to do anything. You just enjoy your time in nature. How lucky are all of us to be able to walk outside and have a giant horse that is our friend and to spend time with it and to move that way. I'd much rather be throwing hay than go to a gym. And so remember, it's supposed to be fun.
And it is. Thank you, Jamie Jennings from Norman, Oklahoma. I hope people will come and take lessons from her too, because she is not only fun and funny, but very wise. Thank you. We are grateful that this episode is brought to you by our title sponsor, Drimee Solarium, helping horses feel their best with therapeutic infrared technology trusted by professional barns around the world. Visit DrimeeUSA.com and use the promo code Monty1 for $150 off your purchase. And by our show sponsor, MontyRobertsUniversity.com, the most comprehensive place anywhere to learn Monty Roberts' concepts and methods of nonviolent horsemanship. For details about today's show, go to horsemanshipradio.com, where you can find links and photos and more information about our guests. We love connecting with our listeners, so please follow us on Facebook under facebook.com/Monty Roberts, and Instagram.com/Monty_Roberts. Be sure to visit all the other great shows on the Horse Radio Network at horseradionetwork.com. Until next time, have many happy horse hours.